Whenever we think of great poetry, our minds inevitably turn to the masters like Keats, Browning, or Shelley, and never to music. We seem to forget that some of our lyric writers are really fine poets. One such famous poet is Irving Berlin. Judy Garland now brings us one of Mr. Berlin's loveliest poems, set to one of his most glorious melodies, How Deep is the Ocean, which Judy sings to mothers everywhere.
How much do I love you? I'll tell you no lie. How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? How many times a day do I think of you? How many roses are sprinkled with you? How far would I travel to be where you are? How far is the journey from here to a star? And if I ever lost you, how much would I cry? How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? If I've been bad, I'm sorry. If I've been naughty, then I'm sad. For I would never, never hurt you. I want so much to make you glad. Perhaps someday I'll find a way to show you, a way to show you how much you've been worth, a way to say how very much I love you. The grandest mother on this earth. And when I am grown up, I want you to stay. I'll need you beside me to show me the way. Oh, darling, never leave me. Let's not say goodbye. We'll go on together. My mother and
Hey, Bob.
Why, Una Merkel. I'm glad to see you.
Oh, well, I'm glad to be here, Bob. I always have such a lovely time with you. You're always so considerate and thoughtful, and I've always liked you and kind of looked up to you. And, well, I'm always thinking about you. And then, of course, I heard that Clark Gable was going to be here, too.
Oh, but you're always thinking of me.
Oh, I surely am, Clark. Bob. Where is Clark?
Now, wait a minute, Una. Have you got another one of those articles up your sleeve?
Yes, I have, Bob, and I know you're just going to be crazy about this one because I made it up all by myself from an idea that you gave me. You remember you said you'd like to write an article, What I Think of Una Merkel?
Yes.
Well, I thought it was a wonderful idea, but I decided I'd rather have Clark Gable write it, so I wrote it.
You decided you'd rather have Clark write it?
Yes.
So you wrote it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I suppose you'll sell it to Collier's Weekly, and it'll be printed in the New Yorker.
Oh, no. We're going to have it printed right here in Los Angeles. I love it out here, don't you, Bob? You meet such nice people. Where's Clark?
Now, listen, Una. One of the jobs I'm supposed to do on this program is keep the stars from being bothered by interviewers. I'm sorry, but you can't talk to Clark Gable now.
Oh, dear. Well, Bob, in that case, I'll just have to let them print the article the way I've written it.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, Clark! Clark! Yeah, what is it, Bob? You better come over here and defend yourself. I'm leaving right now before the sparks begin to fly.
What is it? Oh, hello, Una.
Hello, Clark, darling. I heard you just now when you were acting in that perfectly lovely sketch, Manhattan Cocktail, and I thought it was great.
Manhattan Cocktail? It's melodrama.
Oh, well, what if it is? Some people like comedy and some like melodrama.
Una, all I'm trying to tell you is it's not Manhattan Cocktail, it's Manhattan melodrama.
Oh, well, it doesn't make any difference. I never drink anyway. You know, what I really wanted to talk to you about was this article that I've written. Oh, it's a wonderful idea, and I'd just like to get your approval on it.
Yeah, sure. What is it?
Well, it's an article called What I Think of Una Merkel by Clark Gable.
It sounds interesting, if true.
Oh, well, it's interesting. You want to hear it before I send it to the publishers, Clark, darling?
Yes, I think I'd better.
All right, here goes. Quote, here's the real lowdown on what I think of Una Merkel. Una was born in one of the most aristocratic counties of the Old South. And to coin a phrase, Una was born with a silver spoon in her mouth.
And a mint julep in her hand.
Oh, no, indeed. It was my father had the mint julep in his hand. You know, he went through a terrible strain before I was born.
I imagine he's been through something since, too.
He surely has. Do you know what the doctor said when I was born?
Well, now, why bring that up?
Well, Clark, how did you know?
Hey, look, Una, do me a favor and read me the article on what I think about Una Merkel before I write one myself.
Surely, Clark. Well, let me see. Oh, yes. Quote, Una's childhood was the childhood of any high-spirited Southern girl of gentle breathing, very much like that of the famed heroine Scarlett O'Hara. She was naturally inclined toward acting at a very early age. Her Southern background enabled her
What's all this Southern stuff, Una? What's that got to do with what I think of Una Merkel?
Oh, well, nothing, but I thought it might help me get a part in Gone with the Wind.
I see. Well, it's too bad you weren't born in France.
Why?
Well, we could give Marie Antoinette a plug. Now, go ahead with the article.
Well, I guess I'd better start right down here at the second paragraph. This first part's all about my size and age and weight and where Mr. Selznick can reach me if he still hasn't found the Scarlet O'Hara, you know.
Yes, oh, sure. Maybe you could throw in a little advertisement to sell your car, too.
Oh, I did.
Go ahead, Una.
All right. Quote, whenever anybody asks me who is my ideal girl, I immediately say Una Merkel, quicker than you can say Jack Robinson. Is that okay with you, Clark?
I'll take Jack Robinson. But don't mind me. Keep punching, Una.
Quote, my friends have heard me say time and again that Una Merkel is without a doubt the most brilliant, charming, and beautiful young creature that ever walked the earth.
Hold it, Una, hold it. Isn't that a little immodest?
Well, Clark, it would be if I were saying it, but don't forget you're the one who's writing this article. And besides, you know, it's not really what you call drawing the long bow, if you know what I mean. After all, this article should contain facts.
That stops me. Read on, Una.
Well, all right. Goes on to say, quote, I have tried many times to date Una up for an evening, but she's so popular I simply can't get to first base. Of course, she has a private telephone number, which she only gives to people that she thinks an awful lot of, and that number is... You listening, Clark?
I'm listening.
Well, Una Merkel's private number is Bryant 97800, and you can call me any time after 8 o'clock. It's an interesting article, isn't it?
I don't want any part of it, honey.
You mean you don't like it so far?
I mean I don't like it. That's not what I think of Una Merkel at all.
Oh, well, what do you think of Una Merkel?
You want to know?
Yes.
Shall I tell her?
Oh, yes, tell me. What do you think of Una Merkel?
Yeah, lean over, Una. I'll have to just...
Oh, why, Clark, and give up writing?
Positively. You know, and I think you can get a job as a cook in Mother Wilson's tea room. So long, Una.